That's me. I'm just like, say epitome again. You raging buffoon, say it. That Star Wars did something more for me. There were no words. I was just like,
this is what Star Wars was for me. That whole intro with Mark Hamill kind of rose me up, and then the fight little action scenes they would split in there.
well, as soon as I
Heart
saw
was pounding, and then it was kind of stacing.
Chewie, we're home.
One thing, real quick.
Ding!
I have something.
That was my boner.
I don't know the guy's name, but whoever the black guy is that escapes from being a stormtrooper or whatever, that's gonna be my guess. Is he escapes and he's actually a force-sensitive person? He needs one of these. He is gasping in every single scene it shows him in.
Hey, that is.
Here you go.
I'm sure that suit's really hot.
Probably, but here you go.
And
Here's some levoalbuterol tartrate. It's fine. It's got a hard plastic casing.
I'm more of a albuterol sulfate kind of guy.
I
Gotta go for the hard stuff.
I think the Star Wars trailer, it kind of excited me. I'm super excited for it. While Batman vs Superman kind of made me feel like a movie that I wasn't so sure about, and made me sure about it now.
It was
correct.
For me, it was like, I very much enjoyed the Star Wars trailer. I was really hyped. I was like, oh yeah. I was super duper pumped for it. But there was something like, when I watched the Batman vs Superman trailer, maybe it's because I watched it back when it was first initially leaked and it had like Portuguese subtitles. It's just something deep inside of me just welled up with joy when I watched.
It just brought out the inner child of him whenever he saw it. It just gave him a raging boner of.
That was Star Wars for me.
I've been a Star Wars fan my entire life, but only started senior year of high school is whenever we first started, or at least when I started to first really get into comics. And so I think the more current excitement of it, Star Wars has always been that constant in my life, which of course makes it very interesting to watch. But the fact that I've gone so hard into reading, I've read like all of Batman's New 52. I've read a good deal of his pre-New 52 stuff now, Flash, Teen Titans, and, I've read so much that I've formed my opinions that, I love Scott Snyder and I want to murder Scott Lobdell. I've done a lot, and so I think that because I'm so much more active with comic books is why I was more excited when I saw the Batman vs Superman trailer as opposed to whenever I saw the Star Wars trailer.
I will even get on board with comics are more important to my life than Star Wars, and I love Star Wars, but comics mean so much to me right now at the point I'm at in my life. Like, I just spend so much time invested in comics, you know what I mean? But at the same time, there have been enough cinematic comic book movies for me for a bit. Because the thing is, there's the medium of actual physical, comic books in literature form. Like, there's so much more you can do with it in some ways, and there's so much less you can do with it in some ways than, like, film. But to me, Star Wars is just film. Are there books and video games and everything? Yes, but Star Wars is a film, and for me, seeing that film was going in a direction that really mirrored more the original trilogy than the newer ones.
What about Jar Jar Binks? You don't want to see Jar Jar Binks?
I'm excited just because Star Wars is a universe that we don't get to dive into as much as we do. Like you were saying, there are so many superhero movies that are coming out. Star Wars is a universe we haven't visited since 2003. And even since then, it was sort of a different place. This is going back to the original New Hope era where everything's kind of vast.
2003? Things of the Sith. I thought that was 2006.
2003.
Somebody looked this
Okay,
up.
wait.
2005.
What year?
5 I'll accept.
2005.
What year?
2 years ago.
I say, what year were we in 5th grade? Because it was that year.
2005.
The second half of 5th grade.
2006.
2005.
2006.
I'm definitely sure Revenge of the Sith was 2005.
Oh, it was probably still in theaters then.
Maybe.
Because I went and saw it the second half.
Guys, 10 years from the last Star Wars movie to this movie.
I guess. I guess because if it comes out in December, because then it's playing up through.
Yeah, it's Christmas. It's a Christmas one.
And I will go on Christmas. I have never gone to a Christmas premiere. I will go to this one.
It was cold out when they did Revenge of the Sith, because I remember going. My dad took me, and I was still young. It must have been 5th grade because I was still younger, and I don't ever remember having gone to a Cinemark movie theater before that. And we drove up. In my 5th grade mind, I was thinking Cinemark and Cinnabon were the same thing. And I was like, yeah, we're going to Cinnabon. We're going to get cinnamon rolls. And my dad's just like laughing. He was like, nah, we're watching Star Wars. And I was like, what? I still kind of want cinnamon rolls. But I will accept Star Wars because, yay.
Yeah, it was while it was cold, because I remember that also because the theater was warm and I fell asleep in the theater. And then all my friends stuffed popcorn up my nose and in my mouth, and I woke up.
Are you sure it wasn't because of the movie? Oh, no, I'm kidding. I actually really like the movie.
Here's the thing. The reason why so many people don't, and I don't like the original, or but I do not like the second trilogy, the newer trilogy, compared to the first trilogy. However, I think most people's problem with it was Hayden Christensen. I mean, there's Jar Jar Binks and a billion other problems.
I'm going to defend Hayden Christensen.
I also will. I think there's only so much an actor can do with a script. Also, I think he played a good Darth Vader. Because Darth Vader...
Josh has been trying to talk for like 7 minutes.
Same way. Sorry, go Josh.
Can we get some points for Mace Windu, though?
Yeah.
Especially EU Mace Windu. EU Mace Windu can mess people up. Because he created Extended Universe.
Got it.
He created his own fighting style that kind of teeters on the dark side. And basically, he's one of the greatest Jedi fighters in history. But then he just gets plot armor killed.
And teeters on the dark side? Would you say he
was the black guy?
He's a darker Jedi? Oh, no, never mind. Never mind.
Anyways, Hayden Christensen, okay? There's actually footage from him doing some of the shots where he actually showed a lot of emotion. And George Lucas was like, nah.
Because that's not the way he should have played
Darth Vader, if you think about it, if you think about who he was supposed to be before,
correct.
He's a creepy guy.
Yes.
He was a guy that didn't... The reason he's like this is because a true Jedi is supposed to be away from his emotions. And that's who he was. He was the perfect Jedi, and that was his downfall.
I agree with that.
No,
he was not the perfect Jedi. His downfall was trying to pretend like he had no emotions while filling his life with things that bring in emotions.
Yeah.
Like a wife, like a mom.
But you have to remember, though,
brutally.
I'm also going to defend Hayden Christensen a little bit. I did not like his acting in the movie. I don't particularly like his acting anywhere else. But that setup, the way the movie's done, a lot of it could have been done much better. Namely, Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman is a good actress. But at the scene, whenever she's like, Anakin, you're breaking my heart. That's just awful.
And, okay, this isn't Hayden Christensen. This is the little boy that played young Anakin in Episode 1. I feel bad for that kid. You know why? Because after that movie came out, all those stupid fans said hate mail to that kid. And they teased him. Little kids at his elementary school teased him. He had to drop out of elementary school to get homeschooled. It took him years to finally get over all this stuff. And now he goes to conventions. If anyone ever comes up to him and says, hey, about Star Wars, he walks away. He refuses to answer anything about that. So, if you're a fan...
He was 9!
He was 9.
Maybe!
And this is why I despise some of the older fans, because they're all jerks and dicks about these movies.
That's true.
And there's definitely going to be people who don't like this movie specifically because they're diehard Gen 1ers. We have them in Pokemon fandom. We have them in Star Wars fandom. Diehard Gen 1ers.
My 3 favorite things about this Star Wars trailer, though, I'm going to list them off in order. The Imperial battleship that was destroyed and just covered in sand.
Looks dope.
Darth Vader's helmet and pre-plane crash Han Solo.
Darth Vader's helmet, though, when I first looked at it, my first thought was the professor from A Nightmare Before Christmas. With the weird, stupid teeth and like the buggy eyes. Jack Skellington.
Man,
It is a Disney film.
We have the plans.
Alright.
So
Actually, I gotta go. I'm just gonna go back over to Rachel's place. So, I guess I'm hopping out of the video now. So, all I can really say is that plasma bolts cannot melt reactor cores. The Death Star was in an inside job!